Lisa, and welcome to Polymer Clay TV. Today I want to show you some variations of what you can do with these new henna petal cutters. I absolutely fell in love with these. The detail on them are absolutely amazing, and you can do so many different things with them. And that's what got me so excited. And the second they came in, I started playing with them. And I only had like 2 colors of clay in the house at the time. And one of them happened to be pearl. And so what you see here, these are done on pearl clay, which is basically like a white clay. So this is actually the henna paisley mold. And I molded this piece because I'll show you that in a minute. But I wanted to show you just some ideas of some various things you can do with these. We're not really going to do a project this week. I just want to show you what the possibilities are and show you how you can make some really cool pendants, some things to add to some home decor, whatever it is that you want. So basically you're just going to need some clay, and I'm going to start with this orange because I happen to have that laying around. Like I said, these were all done on pearl. Let me use my blade for this. And actually with this flower, there are so many possibilities. Like I could bake this. I don't know if you can see it. Let me put it on the end of this rod to give you an idea. But I could bake this on something, and then I have my petals drooping over like this, and I could even bake it upside down if I wanted them to be like, you know, inverted like that. So there's lots of possibilities that way as well. So anyways, you just need to roll your clay out. First you condition it, as always, and you need to roll it out into a flat sheet. This is the number 3 thickest, the third thickest setting on my pasta machine, what I'm using here. And now the way these plunger cutters work, one, they come apart if you want to clean them, wash them with soap and water, that's fine. But when you push on this, you can push your design out if it gets stuck in there. And the good thing about it is it doesn't leave any extra marks. I don't know if you've ever seen the Kemper cutters. They're metal. They leave like a little round dot in the middle, which is quite annoying to have to get rid of it after, and it gets on your design. So these cutters do not do that. But you have the choice where you can cut it out and just get this shape, or you can cut it out and impress it and get that shape as well. Get that design rather. So let me show you what it looks like. It's very simple to do, and you can make pendants, you can make earrings. Earrings would be super simple. Now you want to do this on a glass or a tile surface or whatever. This is not a great surface I'm working on to do this, but just to show you. So this is what it looks like without putting the design on it. So if you wanted to use this kind of shape, that's a great way to achieve a really cool shape that would make a beautiful earring. Imagine something like adding another piece to it, like so, and you turn it into something completely different. And this piece was just molded out of this henna paisley design right there. So I mean, you can do something really cool. You know, you could silk screen on this, you could texture it, anything you want at this point. So that's that without the design. Okay, now, if you want to impart the design onto the clay, you do the same thing. You push down, and then you push down on your plunger. And I like to kind of hold it and move it around just so I make sure it gets a nice markings on all of the clay. And then you pull it off. That easy. And look at how gorgeous that is. And with little effort, you have this beautiful, beautiful design. So let me make another one as if we're going to make a pair of earrings, although we're not actually making anything specific today, but I want to show you how pretty things can look. So again, just push down. Give it a little push around and a little swirl around with your finger. That's just simply to make sure that I get it all impressed. And you see how beautifully it impresses. So now I have 2 just for the sake of saying they were going to be earrings. Now at this point you can add any kind of coloring to it. You could add ink, you could add some pan pastels. And sometimes it's hard to understand what I'm saying, but pan pastels, this is what I'm saying here, which are just pastels in a pan. You could add any kind of ink to it. You could add powdered pigments, anything you like at this point to do a pretty design is entirely up to you. But this is what it looks like when you put some pan pastels on it. This is just one of the newer pearlescent ones, which is really pretty, and that gives it like a really nice look. I like that. So you can do multiple colors. You can, you know, keep adding to it until you get the exact look you want. So here's a little red. Let's see. It's not going to show up all that great on here because it's orange, but you get the gist. Okay, so now at this point you have some really pretty dangles, and you could put holes in it right at the top and just make these into appear earrings if you want. But with this one, I was showing you this earlier, I took that and I molded that. So let me mold it in orange so we can see it in orange. And what you do is you condition your clay. Let me move these out of the way. Just condition your clay until it's soft and pliable. Okay. And I usually I try to figure out what exactly is going to fit in there, but usually I end up with extra. So if you end up with extra, it's no big deal because you can shave it off. So I like to shape it so that it's kind of in the shape of whatever I'm molding, and then I press it right in. And as you can see, I have some extra clay, so that I'll be able to just shave right off. But I don't want to shave it until I make sure it's in all of the places I want it to go, you know, in all these little, you know, branched out pieces here. Okay, so I can roll over it with my rod to make sure it really gets in there nicely. And then I'm just going to slide my blade over like so till I get it flush. And that's that. Okay. And to unmold it, I just have to bend it, and it comes right out. That's the beauty of a silicone mold. Okay, so let's bring these back in. And I could lay this on the top here. And then I would come back in again with my powdered pan pastels or powder pigments or ink or whatever I use, because you want it all to blend into one. And look at how pretty that is. I mean, just super pretty, but super easy. And then if I wanted to make it into a pair of earrings, I would just simply put a hole right here at the top with a knitting needle or a toothpick, whatever you have. And then you would do the same to the back. And if these are going to be earrings, you would want to decorate the back a little as well. And you could do that by adding texture, by adding some canes, whatever it is you want. I mean, you could leave it alone. You could just add some of the pan pastels to kind of make it go with it. It's entirely up to you. So how pretty is that? And super easy. But on this piece here, let me bring this back in. I made a bunch of petals. I made 6 petals here, and I just pieced them together. I keep laying it down, but you can see on the back, I kind of overlapped them as I went around, and I left the center open. And then I took a ball of clay and put it in the center, and then I rolled a flat sheet out and stamped this design in there and cut it out with a cookie cutter and put it over the ball of clay. And let me give you an idea, because I wanted to have my design raised, you know, like bulbous. So in order to do that, I had to put a ball under it as the base. And then basically I wrapped this design around it. You see what I'm trying to say? I don't have this design with me right now to show you. So basically you're just covering a ball, and that helps to get it to stand up, to get that bulbous middle. So that's how I achieved that. But it comes in 3 different sizes, these henna cutters. This is the large one, the medium one, and then the small one. And you can imagine the possibilities with these. And you could do so many cool things. I just had an idea. Okay, so what if I took this one here, and with an X-Acto knife, you cut out the middle, okay? Let's do that. Oops, I'm dropping stuff. Sorry, guys. You could cut out the middle if you wanted to. This is just another idea, and I'm doing this upside down, so bear with me. You could take your X-Acto blade, cut out the middle, and then come behind it with a different design. All right? So let me make sure I got it cut out. Pick this up. So now I'm leaving the outside design, the squiggly, you know, scallop design, and I'm going to get an entirely different look. So let's put this down here, and let's lay this on top of that, so you get what I'm saying. So you've seen probably a lot of those pendants going around that are oval or round, and there's a round hole cut out of it, and there's a design underneath. Well, this is basically the same premise. You could do this, and you could texture this. You could put canes, slices. You could put a word in there, anything. So you can see how three just, of the same designs in graduated sizes can do some really cool things. And then actually we could come back and add something like this to that. I mean, the sky is the limit. That's what's so exciting about these cutters to me. They're so gorgeous that you can just vary it up and do all kinds of fun things. So don't be afraid to experiment and add texture and color and add other elements. If you wanted to add, say you like turtles or something like that, you could put a little turtle up at the top. Anything you want. I mean, this particular mold, the Henna Paisley, has a zillion different designs you could play around with. Actually, here's one from another one. I think this is the from the Abundant Swirl. And imagine something like that. So you could just totally play around with it and come up with a gazillion designs. It's just a matter of using your imagination and moving around things. You might have played with dolls when you were younger where you changed up their outfits and stuff. It's kind of along the same premise. You can just kind of change up the outfits of these designs, So let your imagination soar and have fun with it. And you can find these cutters in our shop at polymerclaytv.com. We also have the Polymer Clay Adventure still going on, and you can sign up all year long. You won't miss a thing because everything's recorded. So you can check that out at polymerclayadventure.com. And I will see you next time. So thanks so much for joining me. Have fun.